Abusian say the Chief Justice the Tutoko no say mami or a former. Now His Excellency Amaneboni Echemo HSE Papa Ede enuma bi ede agu akwan mu a chese oba beyi obi a chese oba beye Chief Justice ede ama Oman Ghana na Abusian hwan na His Excellency say no oye eyi na mempesem kasaba na pese kokotie nipa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama chese omo atenase a chese say no ono na sisi oba beye the Chief Justice mu enchiremu emra sisi a bomodi answer be subscribe and amay bobo notification bell no so for more podcast updates yadamasi.
This goes to Power FM omo and this are breaking news we my John Mahama said to appoint Justice Paul Bafo-Bonny as Chief Justice. Abusuya na omo we anya no kwa President John Dramani Mahama is expected to nominate acting Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Bonny as the substantive Chief Justice of Ghana. The law platform has reported the anticipated appointment follows the removal of Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Saki Tukunu, who was suspended and later dismissed on recommendation of the Justice Puaman Committee of Inquiry. Abusuya, finally, President Mahama Babe appointed acting Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Bonny acts Chief Justice of Republic of Ghana. Abusuya wene ensema ekoso na former President Kofo ne lawyer ede ensem bi so ababe tuda afa mom yanko na yanko ti ensema ekoso on subscribe like na share ma foforo so ensa into me enkabi Ghana Politics Avenue so medamase.
I think both my good friend Nusa and Aiko too, have gotten it wrong. You see, Aiko too has been invited by Media General.
Johnny's.
Yes. So, there's nothing wrong, but, he has a point in the sense that since Aiko too has been invited, then Joy might as well have invited the others, so because
as the committee members.
Yes, to come in. So if you give a platform to one side, hear the other side. So it's a breach of natural justice. But more importantly, the point he has made that it is sort of giving Aiko to a platform to relitigate what he has litigated already, and as a former Minister of Justice and Attorney General, he knows, or he ought to know, that there's a huge merit in the point that Nusa made. But if there is any blame at all, it should be laid at the doorstep of the entity that invited Aiko to respond. This is, as you said, this is a matter of public interest. But I would have thought that in inviting Aiko to come, Joy, could also have invited the other side.
It's
for a balance.
The committee members.
Exactly.
There's no way the committee members. It will be actually on the
and Aiko would be right in saying that in that case he would not. I thought he was going to say that if it is a panel discussion, then he will not participate. When he started, I thought that was what he was arriving at. However, this whole issue of spending whatnot, must be put in the context of the terms and conditions of, Tokonu's appointment. It's a contract. Mm-hmm. The issue is whether or not the expenditure incurred based on terms and conditions of the letter of appointment, availed that opportunity. Did her letter of appointment contain, what she did? If yes, I don't see any infraction. If no, then, it may be a contravention of the rule. So it's all a matter of contract.
Yeah, but there's
contained in terms of appointment or not.
There is a travel policy. And I want to read the relevant portion, which really should answer the question. And this is a B2 under the Judiciary Travel Policy. It says, where the Chief Justice, yes, is entitled to travel. However, it says, B2 says, where the Chief Justice embarks on a personal or private foreign travel, he or she shall be accompanied by the security alone. This is a quote. But in this case, and she doesn't deny, she traveled with the spouse, whoever is on the security. And the spouse also got onto the per diem provided by the state, which is the conclusion that that was an unlawful expenditure of public funds.
Meaning that, they were not contained in a contract of appointment.
That she can travel, but if you're going with your spouse,
yes. So that's a violation.
Yeah.
So for me, if it is, a contractual issue and she sidestepped, the terms and conditions, of a contract, I mean, she's been in infraction of the law.
But don't you surcharge and sort of remove her? That's a point that he's making, that there's a former Auditor General there on the committee who should have known that.
It is not, for the former Chief Justice to decide, whether the Auditor General, should have surcharged. I mean, that is neither here nor there. A more fundamental point, which I find a bit erroneous in the submission of, my classmate Aiko to, is that she was not the spending officer. As head of the judiciary, she was the spending officer. And if you are traveling and the finance, unit brings you something that you are not entitled to, you cannot say, that the spending, the finance, office should have known the buck stops on the desk of the CJ. So if there have been any, financial misfeasance, she must accept the blame.
There's something very interesting here. When you read the travel policy, the custodian of the policy is the Judicial Secretary. Remember, the Judicial Secretary resigned when the matters became public. She resigned. So why do you blame the Chief Justice? The Judicial Secretary should have known.
The judiciary, you see, the judiciary is separate and distinct from the judicial service.
Okay.
The Judicial Secretary is the administrative and technical head of the judicial service, which is the personnel and administrative wing of the judiciary. They provide technical support and administrative support. But the head, the judicial service, is part and parcel of the judiciary. Yeah. So the head of the judiciary is the Chief Justice, not the Judicial Secretary.
Okay.
Therefore, if the Judicial Secretary does something, that to all intents and purposes the Chief Justice realizes is a wrongdoing, she cannot, as it were, hide behind officialdom and say that this is coming from the Judicial Secretary and therefore, see no evil, hear no evil, feel no evil. That kind of, attitude will be a wrongful thing.
So you agree with the committee when it says this is unlawful expenditure of public funds?
I mean, if it was extraneous, outside a constitutional,
But when if it's unlawful, what law? What law does it breach? That is the key question. Because they say here, quote, unlawful expenditure. It must have breached a particular law.
The law on, spending, if you are a head of department, you have been given either some funds, and it is not the Chief Justice to administer the funds. It is for, the finance officers there or the Judicial Secretary. This whole thing, it is a disease. It's a national disease. It is not only the Chief Justice. The fact that, some of these things have not been unraveled in the past doesn't mean they are right. Our administrative officers have, over the years, treated public funds as though they are personal funds. And this is the first time that I believe we have had a committee that has, been brutally frank, that this is wrongdoing. The error here is that Article 295 of the Constitution does not define, stated misbehavior. That is the problem. You see, and
go to the point. There's no definition.
No, and I think that the Constitution, the Committee of Experts did not anticipate that something like this will happen, and therefore did not advert their mind. If they had contemplated this arising, they would have provided for it. But the Committee of Experts did their best. It's up to the operators to decide.
Let's ask one more question on this, and then we'll deal with the procedural and big governance and democratic questions that come up. Ms. Aikotu, how do you respond to that clause in the policy? Because you cite that, which says that where the Chief Justice embarks on the personal or private foreign travel, he or she shall be accompanied by the security alone, which we know didn't happen in this case.
You see, I told you that I was not prepared for a panel discussion because those that you bring on board were not in a room with us. And therefore, there are things that they will be saying due to conjecture or things that have, been leaked into the public sphere. I don't think they are aware that these policies were amended. I made a point to you that there was a point when we had a head of the judiciary, a chief justice, who had no spouse. So some of these things were amended to say that he could travel with anybody of her own choice. And according to the travel policy, when whatever he gets, the other person will get half. That is a travel policy. They work. I don't know whether my friend doesn't know who a spending officer is. And he's making this kind of presentations here. The spending officer is held responsible. When the auditors come, they tell her, look, if you don't get this money refunded, we are going to hold you responsible for it. She is responsible. The Chief Justice is not. I traveled as minister, as High Commissioner. It is the spending officers. They work on these things and bring it to us. We don't get involved. If it is accountable interest, when you come back, you will make your account by retiring whatever was given to you. In this matter, she retired 2 days after she returned to this country. And yet it was all over the place that she has not retired the impress. And I'm saying again that it is a travel policy which said that whatever is given to her, whoever she's traveling with will get half that amount. And the policy they said does not cover public officers was explained that in view of the peculiar situation of the judiciary, everything financial has got nothing to do with what they do in the public service, but what the judicial service does as an independent autonomous body. And that once they have approved that this is the way it should be done, that ends the matter. You can't import things from the public service into the judiciary. It is not everything that you can bring there.
But on the subject of the process, though, you can see that this was one that was fairly within the remit of the Constitution, and the process was followed to the letter.
What I'm saying to you is that because the Constitution makes the judiciary financially autonomous, what they do there is their business. So what we have to do or look at is the policy of the Judicial Council. What is their policy? What did they say should be done?
But beyond
what was the position as at the time that she took that travel? And when the spending officer ensured that she was paid all those things.
Beyond the specifics of the travel policy and what she spent or what didn't spend, a recommendation has been made today. Did you get an opportunity? I think I heard you say today.